Welcome back to the channel and the Homestead. Today I'm going to share something with you that recently happened in my life, and by sharing my experience with you, I know it will make the rest of your life better. But it depends on how you respond to this thing or don't respond to this thing. So let's get started and jump right in, and I'll tell you while I do some work on the farm what happened recently. I was speaking to a friend, they were speaking to me, and they informed me that a business that we frequent, a person there was giving them information about me. Basically, they had inquired to who I was, they did not know me, and the other person did know me, and the person went on to say, "Oh, that's that guy that wears his initials on his shirt." And he goes around filming himself, and he lives in the woods if you're into that kind of thing. So basically, kind of being negative, obviously judgmental, and those were all negative things to the person who was informing the other person of who I was. And I'm new to the area, so you would expect this kind of thing. But what was unexpected was the person being so, I guess, judgmental or negative about my life, because none of my life is affecting them in any way, yet they spun it to another person in a negative way, and then that person later shared it with me. So the first lesson is be careful what you say, because it can get back to people. But why I'm sharing this with you is if I heard that and I wasn't rock solid in my conviction about what I am doing with my life, my habits, my daily work, my goals, if I wasn't rock solid, that might knock me down the ladder a little bit or affect me. But guess what? Not only did it not, it encouraged me. But I really didn't even need to hear it. It just happened that I did hear it. A great quote by the actor Anthony Hopkins says, "It's none of my business what other people think of me." I absolutely love his outlook on other people's opinions of him. So this video, this chat we're having right now, is to remind myself and you that in life, you are going to be judged and talked about negatively behind your back, no matter what you're doing. No matter how good you are to people, no matter how nice you are, how well you greet them, or how nice a gift you give them is, there is a chance that when you're not around, they are going to knock you for whatever you do. It could be your haircut, your makeup, the vehicle you drive, how you greet people, the shirt you wear, the initials on your shirt. By the way, DW stands for do work, and I've sold a whole bunch of this gear, which has provided income for my travels and money to start this homestead. So I'm very thankful for everyone that purchased gear from me, and I'm thankful for everyone who hated on the gear along the way, because that just inspired me to make more and sell more. This person didn't realize that they actually motivated me, but even more so, you as an individual, myself as an individual, we need to remember that we can't change what people say about us, but we can change how we respond to it when we hear about it, or just knowing that it exists. See, going through life and attempting to make everyone happy is a fool's errand. It's an errand that is impossible to get done. You can go to the bank, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to the dry cleaners. Those can be completed. But trying to make everyone happy is just going to make you miserable. And it is not my goal in life to make anyone happy except for the people I love and care about. And even with that, I understand that you have to realize that we're all just humans doing the best we can in this world. The way we gain the confidence and strength to completely ignore anybody's negative outputs that we might find out about or hear is to develop such a great confidence and calmness in our soul and spirit that it has no bearing what anyone else says or thinks. You develop this by setting goals and achieving them. You develop this by living a life that you know in your heart of hearts and in your soul and deep down in your bones that you are on the right track. Meaning along your journey, you do take positive, constructive criticism well from coaches, parents, teachers, and friends. You develop, you read books, you listen to mentors, and as you go along, you adjust to become the best version of yourself. Doing this day after day, week after week, year after year, puts you in a position to become a person who can lead by example. That should give you the confidence to say, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm helping lots of people, or as many as people as I can. Even if that's only one person, you're helping. And along the way, I have an eye to do good, and I'm not hurting anybody. Buddha had a quote that said, if you can't help someone, at least do not hurt them. I think that is so applicable in today's world, and it needs to be implemented by myself and many more people. If you can't help someone, at least do not hurt them. So we develop this confidence through our daily habits, our actions, and having faith and believing in what we're doing. Now, perhaps you're someone who struggles with being a people pleaser, or when you hear somebody say something negative or derogatory about you, you get angry, or you want to set them straight, or perhaps you just want to make them like you. I have never had an issue with this. I kind of was blessed to just be able to go my own way and know that whether I had long hair, short hair, whether I wore a red shirt or pink shirt, or whether I went with the crowd or went against the grain, I felt confident in what I was doing. It didn't mean that I knew I was doing something exactly right or better than others. It just meant that I felt good in what I was doing. So develop that self-belief in yourself. If you can do that, then you will be able to withstand any attack. You will be able to withstand any criticism. And I can promise you, the people who are saying negative things, first of all, they've never walked in your shoes. They've never been down your road. They don't know what you're going through. So shame on them for saying that. But hey, you need that fuel. That right there is fuel that should motivate you to get up earlier, work harder, save more money, do more, learn new words, achieve your goals and dreams. I've heard it said before, and I'm sure you have too, that the ultimate revenge you can get in this life is to become wildly successful. It reminds me of the Toby Keith song, How Do You Like Me Now, right? You remember that country song? How do you like me now that I'm on my way? Everybody's hearing him on the radio. He's finally doing good. And the girl that dumped him in high school broke up with him and embarrassed him. Now she has to hear him on the radio. You don't want to hurt people. But if somebody is going to talk bad about you, just keep going. Keep making progress. You see, if I stopped when people made fun of my companies or the DW on my shirt matching my initials, even though it stands for do work, because it's a reminder to do work and work harder. Don't know what to do? Do work. Go out there and run. Go out there and chop wood. Apply for overtime. Do work, and more doors will open up for you. That's why I started the clothing company. But as you progress through life, it's not gonna go away. That's one of the key points you need to understand. We all wish that it would just go away and people would support us. But you look at anybody in a position of success, and the number one thing that they've learned to do is continue forward, even if a barrage of negativity from those in their inner circle or the outer world is being lobbied their way. Remember Sylvester Stallone in his movie, his famous speech, he says, it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how life is done. That's how winning is done. A wonderful quote that keeps me very much motivated. So how can you and I become better at ignoring other people and their opinions, especially when they're negative? Well, first and foremost, I just answered it for us. Just ignore it. Absolutely don't listen to it. Don't inquire about what somebody said. As soon as somebody starts telling you, just try to block it out, ignore it, tell them you don't want to hear it. That's the first thing. Like Anthony Hopkins said, what other people think of me is none of my business. The second thing is be a winner. Win on a small scale. Wake up in the morning on time. Don't hit the snooze. You have a small victory. Make up your bed. Put your feet on the floor and get up within 60, 90 seconds of your alarm going off. Now you have 2 victories the minute you get out of your bed. You've already won 2 small victories. You keep stringing those small victories together just like I did with putting this little cross beam thing together. Each stick made it a little more stable. Each screw made it a little more stable. And now I'm able to cut and have a stable, winning product on my property that I made myself. So you keep putting those little victories together, then you put the big wins together, and you develop more confidence. Remember, it's not enough just to win or to set a goal and achieve it. Once you do that, you've leveled up slightly in life, and then you got to reset and do it again. We've all seen people who've gotten older or who have been successful, and next thing you know, it's like 10 years goes by and they really don't do anything else. That's resting on your laurels. You won once or twice and then you called it quits. Unless you made $150 million on a deal, you need to keep going. And even if you made $150 million, if you were that kind of person and you built a product or a company to make that kind of money, more than likely, unless you're very old, you're going to go do the next thing because you have the brain power and the skills set needed to keep moving forward. And we should all be like that in life. Another thing we can do is surround yourself only with people who are positive and who build you up. If you have a family member, a friend, anybody who is taking shots at you or doesn't genuinely want you to win, then you are going to have to mute them. Yes, you're going to have to hit the mute button on them in your life. You cannot be eating lunch with them. You cannot be chatting or texting with them. You are going to have to be so busy working towards positive things that there is no time to listen to those kind of people. If you and I can block out the negativity, add the small victories up till they become big victories, keep moving forward, and don't listen to what anybody else says. And if you do happen to hear it, just in your mind and in your body, say, wow, say that's fuel, man. Put it right into your tank. And just imagine in your brain that your engine, your motor that makes you get up and go to work for your wife or your children, that motor that makes you get out there and cut wood and hammer and build a homestead or harvest crops or whatever it is you're doing, just take that negativity and the people who are running their mouth and you put it in your fuel tank and you said, I'm fueled up to do better than ever. You know what? Watch me. I'll show you what I can do. I'm going to win no matter what. So focus on your goals. Don't let anybody get you down. And remember, life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens to you. Thanks so much for watching this video. It's been a great day on the homestead. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.